Hey guys, a lot of people have been talking to me about the Trump story that I did and stuff like that. I must have had some kind of a relationship with him. And it really makes me think back, and I do have a story. Today I'm going to tell you the story. I didn't say it before, it's very complicated, but I'm going to give it to you as best as I can remember it. Years ago, Donald Trump was going to build Trump Towers. He bought a huge piece of property with a building on it, so he had to do demolition to take it down. The guy who got the contract was Eddie Garofalo, not my brother-in-law, his first cousin. And he was with me as well. So he got in touch with me. He said, Sammy, I got this job. You know what I mean? But I'm non-union and I can make a ton of money here. He says, maybe you can help me. I said, yeah, I'm sure I can. I knew the guy who controlled the laborers union. His name was Louis Giardina. He was a made guy in the family. I dealt with him all the time on different issues and different jobs. So I knew I could straighten it out. I went and meet with Louis Giardina and I told him that the job, Trump job, Eddie Garofalo has the job and he wants to go non-union. Could you make that work? Sure, Sammy, if that's what you want, of course, that's what I want. So we can make some money on this. What do you think it's worth if you could cover him and he could do this whole job, non-union? Roughly about 100,000. I said, good. I'm going to boost that number up to 120. And this is why. I'm going to give you, with the union, you take care of the delegates, the shop stewards, and everybody who needs to take care of, 40,000. I'm going to send Paul, the boss, 40,000. And me, I'm going to take 40,000. What do you think? Well, Sammy, that's cool. That I could take care of everybody and make a little score myself. Good. Good. Did you talk to Paul yet? No. No. But I'll talk to him the next day or two. I have an appointment and I'll go straighten this out. And then I'll talk to Eddie and tell him what the number is. This guy don't pay nobody, bro. He's like a half a swindler. I know. I know that better than anybody. You know how many complaints I get? I'll take care of him. Don't worry about him. A day or two passed and I went to Paul. I told him just what I'm telling you guys. I told him my idea and what I could do and that I had already talked with Louis Giardina and he gives his blessings. He's in 100% and he could do it. Great job, Sammy. That's good. That's good. And the breakdown of the money will be 40 for me, 40 for Louis Giardina, and 40 for you, you said. Yes, if that's okay with you, Paul. No, that's very good. I give you my blessings. Do the job. You're doing a great job out there, Sammy. I really appreciate it. Then he talked to me about a few other union things that I was running around doing a lot of his errands and doing a lot of his things that he wanted done. And I left. I went to Eddie Garofalo and I explained to him that would be 120,000. You'd be covered with the union. You're getting blessings right from the top. And Eddie, I'm going to be on your back with this. No, Sammy, I give you my word. There's a lot. I'm going to make a ton of money here. Good. God bless you. I don't care. That's good for you. Just pay the 120. It went on. He got the job. He started the job. It was totally non-union. And they were knocking the hell out of it. After a little while, the first phases were done. And he spotted Louis Giardina. He always had associate, meetings and stuff like that. And he gave him the 40,000, the first 40. Louis Giardina called me, told me I got his money. Eddie had called me and told me already that I sent 40,000 to Louis. I met him. I said, that's fine. That's fine. So I got the 40,000 off of Louis Giardina. I told him we're going to pay the boss first. And he agreed 100%. So when I saw Paul, I told him that situation, that job, Trump, yeah. Here's the first 40. You're paid. I'll take care of Louis next, and I'll wait until last. Okay, great. So everything was going good. The job was going smooth. There was no union problems. Everything was perfect. After a while, Eddie came up with the next 40. I called Louis Giardina. I said, Louis, I met with him. I gave him the 40. I said, here, take care of your people, the delegate in charge. Everybody's doing a great job. Take care of yourself and them. I'll wait for the last 40. Okay, Sammy, thank you so much. Again, everything was going smooth. The job was getting done. No problems. Everybody was happy. I was comfortable with that. Most of the things I put together were pretty good, ran smooth. Of course, I did my homework. I did the checking on what's going on. At that time, a lot of work was around the city. The union halls were empty. And you can get away with doing a job, non-union. When there's not a lot of work, union guys are in the union hall, they see a job, you're doing it non-union, they'll start complaining. But this wasn't that time of what was going on. The end of the job came, and it was done. Good. A week or 2 or 3 passed by. Eddie didn't call me. I didn't get the 40. So I called him up. Eddie, you finished the job, right? Yeah. It's complete. It's paid and everything, right? Yeah. There's a few retainers and stuff, but it's all done. Then where's my 40? He says, I paid it. You paid it? You paid it to who? I paid it to Louis Giardina. Why would you give it to him when I told you to give it to me? Well, Sammy, I gave the first one. All right. Listen, I'll get it from him. No problem. I didn't think there was a problem in the world. But I obviously called him up, Louis Giardina. I says, hey, Louis, how you doing, pal? Good. Bro, did Eddie give you 40? Yeah. You want to meet me? He said, Sammy, I already gave it to Paul. You gave it to Paul? Why would you give it to him? We gave him the first 40. You got the second one. That was mine. But then I said, well, I'll get it off him. He's the boss. We're doing business. I got no problem. All right. Thanks, bro. I don't know how many days went by, 3, 4, a week, whatever it was. I was in no rush. When other issues came up that I had an appointment to meet with Paul, I knew I would go there and bring up the 40 and probably get it. And I went up there. The maid let me in. Frankie the Chico was there, and he was sitting at the table talking to Paul. And I told Paul, you want me to wait a minute? No. Come and sit down. And I sat down. He started talking to me right away, asking me different questions about different things I was doing, and I was answering him. And in the mix, I said, Paul, by the way, Louis saw you. He gave you that 40. That was mine. You got the first. He got the... Oh. I stopped. He went like this. Now, in the mob, that's like maybe there's a bug that he knows about and he don't want me talking about numbers or whatever he didn't want. So I just stopped. I get it. And then he said in a soft voice, Sammy, don't bring it up to me no more. I'll tell you when we talk about it, the proper time. Okay. It didn't bother me. It didn't worry me. You didn't want to talk to me at that particular time. That's okay. We talked a little more. I don't know how long, but me and Frankie were leaving at the same time. I walked out with Frankie and talking to him, and he started laughing. He says, "You're fucking crazy. You're so fucking naive." Why am I crazy and why am I naive? He said, "You're never going to see that 40, bro." What he just did, we were talking about things. There's no fucking wire there. He didn't want to talk about it. And he told you he'll bring it up. I'll bet you anything you want to bet, he'll never bring it up again. And he told you not to talk about it until he brings it up. He'll never bring it up. Are you crazy? He's not going to beat me for fucking 40,000. I'm doing all kinds of things with him, Frank. He's not going to do that. You want to bet? Yeah, I want to bet. What do you want to bet? A steak dinner. A good steak dinner. You're on. Boom. Me and Frankie shook. We gave a little hug, kiss on the cheek, and we left. I'll be a motherfucker. He never paid the 40,000. I bought Frankie the Chico a steak dinner. So he really never did that to me before. But Paul's reputation, when I met him, I loved him. I thought he was the best thing since sliced bread. So did a lot of guys, and even guys in other families. His name and his reputation was deteriorating. He was doing so many fucked up things. We had the Bread Association. In a deal with the Colombo family, he gave it to them to use. Whatever money they would make on it, they would give him an end. That pissed a lot of guys off. Their guys are earning, you're getting an end, and you got all guys out here who maybe not doing so well. Why didn't you give it to one of the captains and let his crew run it, earn off of it? It was just that he was thinking of himself. And this happened in a lot of ways. There was a situation with the maid in the house. I think I talked about that. I'm not going to talk about it now again. So there was a lot of things that were going on. Right after this happened, there was a problem with Eddie Garofalo and this guy, Steve Weiss. Unbeknownst to me, Eddie Garofalo now is taking the Trump stuff, garbage, his own garbage that he would throw away, and the construction debris that he took off of that job, including the asbestos and toxic material, very expensive to dump that stuff. This guy, Steve Weiss, had a hole in Staten Island, big, huge dump hole. He had a license, only for construction debris. At night, Eddie, who also had a garbage business, was dumping at night with trucks garbage, regular garbage, and this toxic material. That is a major no-no. They're saving thousands of dollars by not dumping it the right way. This is while the Trump job is going on, and I didn't know anything. I didn't get no money on it. I didn't have a clue. But they got caught. So now there's problems. Louis Giardina is worried. Paul is worried. Everybody's worried about this thing. They both have big lawyers, and they're going to fight their case. Everything is good. Like any other case, it goes on for quite a long time. Lawyers go in and make motions. The government goes in and make motions. It just went on for a long time. While this was all going on, All this stuff happened with Castellano. Castellano was killed in December of 1985. Their case is going on. It's in 87 and going to go to trial in 88 or whatever it's supposed to be. I'm not paying too much attention to it anymore. We took Castellano out. John Gotti's the new boss. Frankie DeCicco became the underboss. I became a captain. Frankie DeCicco was killed. My mind was clustered with all of this stuff. Our war started. We didn't know who did what. The last thing I was thinking about is that. Sometime after that, Weiss got rid of his big shot lawyer and got some bullshit ham and egg lawyer. Rumors were flowing that he might be cooperating. That's why he's got rid of the big lawyer and got this little nobody as a lawyer. So here we go with this now again, and now under a different administration. And John is talking to me about it. What do you know about it? I know everything about it. But I was involved in it with Paul. I took care of everything. Union problems, monies came down, Paul got money, everybody got money on this thing. But there's no problem with the job. It's what they were doing with the construction debris, Eddie Garofalo, and garbage, putting into a dump that is certified, but it's made strictly for concrete, for bricks, construction debris, not garbage and toxic material. So they're pinched on that. What is that? It's a big deal. When you bury toxic material, it's under the ground and it'll come up, it'll bubble up eventually. Now you don't know, when they cover this dump, some builder may buy it and put houses on it. These people are living on top of toxic material. It's dangerous. And they lied about it, so they're in trouble. And now rumor has it that this guy, Weiss, might be cooperating. That's why he got rid of his lawyer. I think this whole thing is blowing up with the Cavalcanti family and other people. There's problems all over with this thing. I mean, I don't know 100%. Keep your ears open. Tell me what's going on. Eddie Garofalo now, in late 88, the beginning of 89, his lawyer is gone. He hired some bullshit lawyer, and he had heavyweight lawyers in it. Now the rumor is starting to spread. Maybe these guys made a deal. Maybe they're both cooperating. John calls me in again. I don't think Eddie's cooperating. I really don't. Well, why would he get rid of these lawyers? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. When you're in this kind of trouble and you could afford a big shot lawyer, you better have one. You're fucking with the government now. I don't know. I could call him in and I could ask him. I have that kind of relationship with him. You know who his cousin is, my brother-in-law Eddie. That I could call him in. Okay. More stories and things are coming out. Now, I'm going to go back a little bit. Shorty Spiro and his wife were very friendly with Eddie Garofalo, not my brother-in-law, and his wife, and their girlfriends and their friends, and they would go out. Shorty Spiro was killed. He was disappeared. But in our life, a guy like him, he disappears. He's, after a week or two or three, he's gone. He's dead. We know that. Wasn't much talk about it. Eddie Garofalo is consoling the wife, starts going with her. He gets caught up. His wife finds out. There's all kinds of family bullshit that I'm not going to talk about. And they break up. The Colombo family had come in to John and telling him, this is what he did. He must have always had eyes for her. He was consoling on my ass. He was waiting for his moment to go for this woman. So that's always been in his mind. We want to kill him. Wasn't exposed that he was dead. John called me in. I represent him. Did you hear this whole story? You know the whole story, and now the Colombo people? Yeah. I agree that I think he went with her. You know, John, now we're going to kill people who loves who and who don't love who and what you had in your mind. How the fuck do we know what he had in his mind? Maybe he did like her. Maybe he felt bad for her. Maybe a hug or two went to another stage. Who the fuck knows? I mean, now we're going to kill him because we think he had her on his mind the whole time, Shorty was alive, and he didn't wait long enough. I mean, he's a street guy. He's not a friend of ours. He's a street guy. And come on, we all know that Shorty's gone. That he's dead. We know that. He knows it too. So he wasn't looking like, oh, he went on vacation and I was going with his wife. It wasn't like that, bro. So you don't want to take him out. No. What about this story with this whole fucking everything else? No. I don't think he's cooperating. I listen, it's hard. This guy has given me trouble the whole time I represent him. Paul fucking hated him. There was one thing, I bought a fucking farm because of this guy who gets caught in 18 million swindles. The boss was fuming. That's why I bought the farm. Don't get me wrong, I loved it. But that's the whole reason why I bought this farm, is to get him the fuck out of trouble. And I've been doing nothing but that the time since he's been with me the whole time. But I don't want to take out somebody around me for really not, if there's not really a solid fucking good reason, bro. I don't want that reputation. I got you, Sammy. We'll let it slide. So I told you a little history now about Eddie Garofalo. Let's go back to now where we are with John. He don't want to hear excuses anymore. No more. I want you to take this Weiss out first. You want to hear the rest of the story? Go to Patreon now for the full thing. Otherwise, you got to wait till Friday for part 2.